In this video, I'm going to share exactly how to increase your conversion rate and make more money through your Whop community by focusing on selling your products with expert copywriting. Now, if you haven't seen my last video about how to create a video sales letter, drop what you are doing right now and go watch that video. Now, I have been developing websites and landing pages for clients for the last 3 years, and I wanted to share the exact tips and tricks to psychologically sell your community in 3 easy steps. We're going to cover best practices for identifying your future paying customers' pain points. We're going to write the storefront copy in 5 minutes with ChatGPT, and I'm going to personally walk you through my exact process as I do it for a new community that I'm building right now. Now, if you haven't joined my community yet, the link is in the description below so you can have access to the ChatGPT prompt I am using to save you several hours of time. Now, let's dive right into the foundations of your Whop community landing page. So when we look at this and talk about the fundamentals of copywriting, there's just a few things that you need to understand in order to actually be able to implement this properly. ChatGPT will not do it completely alone for you. So this is an entire document that you can go through and read through the exact things that I'm using. And then here's also the ChatGPT prompt that you can copy and paste into ChatGPT, which is going to give you an amazing output to be able to copy and paste directly over and have that conversation with ChatGPT so you can figure out exactly how you want to structure your community page. So this is what we're going to be building out right here is my new community page for real estate agent growth. And right now, nothing is built out. So we're going to fill out everything in here and try to build this in a way that's going to psychologically sell. But before we do that, let's go ahead and run through just a few things to point out. The understanding of copywriting is really sales in print. This is a way of selling people more so than you would with just a video sales letter. Video sales letter works great, but when people actually read your landing page or your website and they're scanning through, that is what you are doing is you are trying to identify the pain points and try to sell them on joining your community or buying your product without having to jump on a sales call every single time. And so why good copywriting is important, it's because it's going to build your brand and potentially lead to more sales because you are coming off as professional and working on some of the pain points and offering solutions to those pain points. And the goal of copywriting is to persuade visitors to take action. We're not just trying to give them more information. We're not just trying to be something that they, come across and then jump on to the next community. We want to persuade any visitors to either join your community or buy your product through this. And you need to know your audience. So you need to understand your target audience before you write anything out. And that's really important because when we look at structuring everything, we're going to write this out to the pain points that your target audience actually has. And so the headline is going to be one of the first things that visitors are going to read. And that should explain what it is and who it's for. From the very beginning, we want to focus on the above the fold section. So when we go over here and we look at it, this right here is above the fold section. This is what they are going to read and going to be the first thing that they see when they come to your community. So for my Whop Hero, the community that's open to anyone trying to grow their own community, right here you see a video sales letter and some information about me and the results that I've given. And it also explains exactly who this is for and how it works. So build your audience and make money with the Whop community, and then talks about what is going to happen within the community and how that's going to benefit them. And then you can go down and you'll see some other copywriting tricks that we're just about to go over here. Now, it's important to understand that when people read through websites or landing pages, they skim and scan. They do not read word for word. So we need to make sure that we're using proper techniques to be able to get things to stand out. And Whop's done an incredible job of this by already sizing things properly. You don't have to worry about it. We're just going to make an emphasis and place an emphasis on what's important for each section so that it stands out properly. Now, the power of visuals, if you have photos of real people or if you have yourself on here, that is important. If you have any reviews that you've done for your business, those are all things that are important to show when you're trying to explain and trying to psychologically convert someone into being a paying customer. The main thing that we want to focus on is the PAS formula. That's problem, agitation, and solution. So we want to identify the reader's problem. We want to agitate it a little bit to show them that there's even more pain there, and then provide a solution. So you want to present your product or service or community as that solution to their problem. So if it's trying to make $5K per month trading stocks or trading options, that is what their problem is. They want more money. They don't have more money. They want to do it, and they want to do something on the side. The solution is your course, your community, walking them step by step of how to do that. And so that's how we kind of bridge that gap between what their problem is, what their underlying problem is, because they may be on your community page or your storefront with a problem that they don't even understand fully. So maybe it's, I'm interested in trading options, but my underlying problem is I don't have enough money. And so that's the problem that we're trying to agitate here, but they don't have enough money and they probably work a full-time job, so they want a side hustle. So the other problem for them is time. So by identifying those two pain points, we can construct the copy in a way where we agitate the time aspect and also the lack of money for you aspect, and then how we are going to solve both of those problems by joining this community. That's how you'd go through that step right there. So go ahead and read through this document. There's a lot of really good information on here, but right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually build out the ChatGPT prompt, and then we're going to plug and play this into ChatGPT and pull out exactly what we need for each section. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do before actually going through the entire prompt is I'm going to focus on the pain points of my audience. So if I'm going to calculate my audience right now, what I'm doing is I'm building a community for real estate agents, because my marketing agency is for real estate agents. So by leveraging a community like this is going to help in terms of the entire strategy of what I can deliver to them. So I can either come in here and I can type in all of my pain points. I would probably look at doing 5 to 10 pain points for this, and I would just list it out just like this, and that's what we're going to attack with this copywriting. So if I come into here, brand new ChatGPT, has no knowledge or anything, I'm going to go ahead and type out, and I'm going to get the pain points directly from ChatGPT. ChatGPT just gave this to me, and it's spot on to what my clients have problems with. So all I did was I typed in what are the main pain points that real estate agents have in terms of, and this would be whatever your service is, whatever you're providing as an expert, and this would be who your target market is, so real estate agents. If you want to even drill down even more and really niche down specifically, it could be real estate agents with less than 5 years of experience, or real estate agents making less than this much money. And so that way you can kind of drill it down even more. So I have the pain points here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these because they are all really good pain points that I could not have made this better myself, and I'm going to add it to this page right here. And so I've got my pain points listed. Now, the nice thing about ChatGPT and how aggressive it's gotten over the years is it will store that memory from what we just inputted here with the pain points. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually copy and paste this ChatGPT prompt below. And if you want access to this prompt, you can get it within the community, or you can just screenshot this and then recreate it yourself. But right now I've got their pain points. I'm spending on money on leads that won't convert. I've got all of the stuff. Good to go there. And then walking through the prompt here, it's going to ask about me. So put an about section here so that you have a clear about section that they understand what you're providing them. And then you're going to help me build out this website using advanced copywriting techniques. And then I have it built out for every single type of section already on the Whop community storefront. So you don't have to go through and check everything. It's already created like that. So if you want access to this, you got to join the community, and then it will be in the course material there. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this prompt and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to come over here and paste it. Now it's going to take the pain points that already generated as well as the pain points that I identified myself. And I'm going to paste that in there. And then this is going to walk step by step through every section. So as we start with the top section here, it's going to start by optimizing this. And then when we are ready to continue, it's going to, we're going to prompt it to continue, and then it's going to optimize the next portion, and then the next portion, and so on and so forth. So we'll start here. So we got headlines. So it's got multiple headline variations. So direct and problem solution headlines. So turn cold leads into closed deals. Learn how to generate consistent leads with digital marketing that actually works. That's a really good one, straight to the point. We are identifying the pain point here with, hey, if you want to turn cold leads into closed deals, this is how we're going to do it for you. So if they're here and there's like, hey, I don't even have cold leads or I don't have closed deals, then this is how to generate consistent leads with digital marketing that actually works. So that's not a bad one right here. Tired of chasing dead leads? Build a lead system that works for you without feeling overwhelmed. Your digital lead machine starts here. Get the tools. So I want to incorporate the name because they just came to the site here. So real estate agent growth right here. So lead generation strategies that work without the expense. So I'm going to go back and forth and chat with this because it's Chat GPT. So we want to chat with it and get to where we want to be for sure. So I'm going to ask character count for each. That way I can compare against what I actually have slotted. So I've got 60 right here and then I've got 180. So we're going to really try to max that out. So I've got 30, 38. So let's go ahead and headline 60 characters. We'll give it specific 55 to 60 characters and subheadline 160 to 180 characters. And the reason that I specify it like that is because if I say 180 or less, then it's going to give me something that's 100 characters. And that's what I did in this original prompt. So build a real estate lead system that works on autopilot. Tired of chasing leads? Build a funnel. Turn cold leads into clients with proven digital systems. Access expert built marketing course, live coaching, ChatGPT prompts, and real estate templates to grow your business. Nice. Okay, so this is good. So what I'm going to look at here is I like to build a real estate lead system that works on autopilot because a pain point that they have is not enough time. So if we can show that it's built on autopilot, then that shows things are happening automatically in the background. Now, what I did like about this one up here is without feeling overwhelmed, techie, or salesy, and then the actual works. So I want that to be in here as well. Let's focus on pain point of money and time as well. Okay, we're gonna hit that. We're gonna see, play around with this a little bit. This is the most important part, so we're gonna spend the majority of our time here. Stop wasting time and money on leads that don't convert. Your lead gen is broken. Let's fix it without burning cash. Work less, spend less, and finally get clients consistently. The big thing that you want to do with copy is you don't want to make it so outlandish that people don't believe it, right? Agents know that it takes work to do this stuff. If I put work less, spend less, and finally get clients consistently, that sounds like a BS statement to me, and that loses me just as much as it does as if it's expert copywriting, right? So your lead gen is broken, so that calls out what the issue is. Let's fix it without burning cash. That's not a bad one. Stop wasting time and money on leads, on methods. Stop wasting time and money on methods that don't work, on leads that don't work. I like this one. Let's start with this one, and we'll kind of grow from there. So stop wasting time and money on leads, and then join the real estate community built to help agents escape dead-end marketing, automate follow-up, and build systems that bring in clients without. I don't like without the tech overwhelm because we are going to use tech. I like this one. So, but combine option 1 and 2. So I still don't like the output 100% here. So let's go ahead and build in. I'm going to write to it here, and then I'm going to have it kind of dress it up a little bit. So this one right here, I like this better. For the second part right here, so if I have the first part, stop wasting time and money on leads that don't convert. That's the pain point that I'm hitting. So I want to focus on the solution with this part. So this is what I'm going to do for the solution right here. And then I'm going to press save. And now stop wasting time and money on leads that don't convert. I have real estate agent growth right here, so they know that this is real estate agents. This is their problem that I'm highlighting. And then join the real estate community built to help agents scale with proven digital marketing. Includes expert courses, templates, live coaching, ChatGPT prompts, and support chats. I don't necessarily like the ChatGPT prompts, but I would look at more of the tools. But we are good for this section right here. So as you see, as people come across, I'm going to build out a VSL for this, but it's going to show, hey, these are our results. This is what we do, right? And then these are some of the case studies. These are some of the clients that we've done this for. And so now there's looking, stop wasting time and money on leads that don't convert. This is how we are going to actually solve that problem. So now we're going to go over to products. So I'm going to go continue. And so now it's going to pull up pricing. Okay, so it spit out 3 different variations. So we have the direct and outcome focused, emotional relief and confidence, and then tool driven and tactical. What I want to focus on this one with is likely going to be direct and outcome or tool driven, not necessarily the emotional relief one. And it also has 3 tiers that it has already generated for you. So I have it broken down as a do it yourself, done with you, and then a done for you, because as we continue to build this up, it's going to be higher and higher prices for each. And so when we look at it here, We're going to focus on the do-it-yourself one for this, but you have the steps to be able to implement everything that you need with this one ChatGPT prompt here, which is why it is so powerful. So learn how to build your own lead funnel. Okay, I do like some of these here, and then let's look at tools. Okay, so I like this variation right here. I'm going to actually ask it to give me, so I'm asking it to give me 3 options for each benefit because I want to grow this out. I want to expand it just a little bit more. But if you're happy with it, just go ahead and copy and paste it into there. But I want to look at this and see. So benefit 1, follow proven systems without guessing. I like this one better. So we're going to add that one for the first benefit. So we're going to go into here and we're going to need to toggle that back off. And we're going to go into here and edit benefits. So benefit number 1. Good, and we're going to go with benefit 2, access all step-by-step. So the nice thing about this is we want to show them a sneak peek into what they're actually going to get with this community. And so if they are real estate agents and they've tried stuff in the past and that's a pain point of theirs, then showing websites, emails, ads, and more, that wouldn't be a bad one to put there. Okay, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to plug that into benefit number 2. Get step-by-step lessons, yep. And then we're going to go to benefit number 3, plug and play templates. I like the download ready-to-use templates for faster execution, but I could do use pre-built funnels, emails, and posts to save hours. I'm going to go ahead and do the download ready-to-use templates because now we're hitting the time aspect with this benefit right here. And then we're going to go to benefit 4. And I like the learn the exact funnel strategy top agents use to grow, because we are identifying that you are not a top agent because our ideal client or our ideal community member for this is someone who is struggling with digital marketing. If they have it all figured out, this community is not for them. So we are reaffirming that. And then the last one, scale your brand without wasting money on overpriced leads. Great. Okay, those are my 5 benefits right there. So that really shows what they're going to be getting throughout this, and we're hitting different pain points with each benefit. Now you notice that I didn't focus on features, right? I didn't focus on, hey, you're going to have access to a course. You're going to get this tool. You're going to get live streams. That's not what they're in it for. They're in it for the benefits. So we want to actually showcase what that benefit is. Hey, you're going to use marketing systems that are already working for other agents. You're going to get a step-by-step lesson on websites, emails, ads, and more. You're going to download ready-to-use templates. These showing faster execution. That's showing and displaying to them that they are going to be saving time and energy and effort and know what the right thing is based off of this information. So if you have multiple Whops here, then you do the exact same prompt and you continue to scale that up, but we'll continue moving on here. So here's what you'll get. We'll go to section 3. Okay, so for section 3, the way that we actually edit it is we have to go into each of the apps here and edit it itself. So if we start with course, we're going to take this and we're going to name the course name. Let's see. It would actually be nice to have a different course for each of these. So we'll go ahead and we will do website or online presence course. And then we're going to do save that for right now. We're going to go ahead and add another course. And we're going to name this one social media course. Now, the thing that you want to do with this is you can name it course, or I would look at another term for course. So if I want to name these, rename something more powerful than course, then just communicate with ChatGPT. So we're going to do this right now. Blueprint or playbook. I like those. So let's go with online presence. Okay. We're going to save that. And we're going to go social media playbook. So you can see that everything that we are doing right now is just making things sound better than what it was before with just course 1 or online course or online presence course. No, this is the online presence blueprint that communicates that you're going to get everything that you need to be able to set up a successful online presence. So we're going to keep going through this. So we've got that, we have the websites, we have the social media, we can do a YouTube, and then we can do an advertising like that. So let's select which one it's going to go into, and we're going to go with YouTube playbook again. And then we're going to do another one, which is going to be blueprint, capitalize the P there. And then we're going to do one more course, which is going to be automated lead gen academy. We're going to create that. Okay, so that's great. So you've got all access to all of those things right there. So if we go back to the home and we look at what our storefront actually looks like, go back to real estate agent growth. Now we should have online presence blueprint, YouTube playbook, social media playbook. Now it's only going to take the 6. So what we want to do is we want to really prioritize what 6 that's going to be. So if I've got all of these here, if I go into the learn, I've got all of these. Maybe I break this up into subsections. So maybe I do online presence and then I do the social playbook, which is social media and YouTube and ads. And then I do automated lead gen academy. But right now we'll leave that as is. And then we'll go ahead and look at the calendar. And so right now it's just saying live streams, and we will do, let's see, let's pull this up and let's actually do plug and play templates. I like that one. So let's go into learn and we're going to add files and we're going to do plug and play templates. Okay, good to go there. And we will update that soon. And then we'll go back to here. Let's take a look at it. So we still don't have that. So I don't necessarily like the chat one as much. So let's look at the event. Let's go to calendar. I don't like the event as much. So we're going to go ahead and delete this. And that's going to open up another slot. Okay, so we're good there. Online presence, chat message, live streams. The live stream one would be good for weekly coaching calls. So let's go to calendar here and let's do coaching marketing strategy calls. Let's see what ChatGPT prompted us with. Weekly coaching calls. Yeah, I like that. I like this one better. Marketing strategy calls. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we've got an overall framework here. What I want to do now is look at, okay, how do we make this sound better? So in 90 characters, now it already created a description for us, but I want to see what other description that we can create based on how we use this information to actually draft this out. So I've got the ads blueprint, YouTube playbook, social media playbook, online presence. So I'm going to do online presence blueprint, social media playbook, and I'm going to do the YouTube playbook, and then I'm going to do the ads blueprint, and I'm going to do marketing strategy calls. And we're going to see what that pops up as. And like I said, I'm keeping this video very raw so you see exactly how I'm building this and the thought process that is going on through it. So if we look at this, build a real estate site that attracts, captures, and converts leads 24/7. Okay, we're going to add that into there for the online presence. That's a good one. And like I said before as well, if I did under 90 characters, let's do redo 80 to 90 characters. All right, and then we'll go to social media playbook next. We're going to see follow a content strategy that grows your brand and drives real estate conversations. Yep, and we're going to save that. And then we're going to go to YouTube, save that. And then we're going to go to ads blueprint. I like all of these. These look really good. And we're going to save that. And then we're going to go to marketing strategy calls. Great, save. Okay, awesome. So this section is done right here. Now we're going to go on to the learn about me section. So just press continue and we're rocking and rolling here. We've only got two more sections to do. So we are knocking this out in just a few minutes here. All right, so here's the bio, good. So the way that this bio works and what we want to focus on is a short introduction about you and then what's in it for them? How are you providing that back to them? And we want to make this personable, which is great. After working with agents across the country, I built this community for those who want expert systems and support without paying for expensive done-for-you services. If you're ready to grow smarter, I've got your back. That's perfect. We're going to plug that in there, and we are going to edit and then throw that in. And then we also want to make sure that we are inputting our website here and then any other channel that we have. So if you have YouTube, if you have your social media, throw that in there as well. Okay, and that's great. Let me see if he'll actually expand, and I say he as ChatGPT. Let's see if ChatGPT will expand between 385 and 400 characters. Great, I like that even better actually. So we're gonna update that, and that's why the chat aspect of ChatGPT is so important. Okay, now we're gonna go to personas. So let's go, gonna tell it 5, and now we're gonna build out section 5 for personas. So this one's focusing on who this community is. So If we look at this, solo agent trying to do it all, the time-strapped top producer, the knowledge-hungry new agent, the agent stuck in a lead slump, the social media skeptic. This is fantastic, great writing style. If you want to change the type of writing style that you want, go ahead and just tell it, hey, can you redo this with a little bit more humor, or redo this in this certain way, or be more professional. That's how you get that. I have it built down for how I want it, and this looks amazing. What we're doing with each of these is we're highlighting this is your pain point, and then this is the solution, right? This is more problem, solution, problem, solution. Every single section is problem and solution. So who is this for? It's for the solo agent trying to do it all. Finally get structure, systems, and support without hiring an expensive marketing team. It's exactly what we're looking for here. So we're going to go ahead and plug and play this, and we're going to go persona. Good to go. And I do have up to 125. I think keeping this short and sweet would actually be good, because we talked about people don't read word for word, they skim and scan. So what we want to do is we want to get our point across as quick as possible. So let's go ahead and keep it at that word count right there of the 87. Continue building this out. The time-strapped top producer, great and good. And then we're going to go with the next one, which is the knowledge-hungry new agent. And that's why building a community as well out for a specific target audience is important, because if I was trying to offer the exact same services right now across all different type of local service businesses, it's going to be a lot harder to identify their pain points. And having for chiropractor businesses, for landscaping businesses, for real estate agents, it doesn't work as well if you're really identifying that you are the subject matter expert for helping anyone in the industry itself and not the type of business. Now, I get into this in the actual overall strategy video that I have that you can watch, but this one right here is really, we're focusing on the copywriting, so I'm not going to get too in depth with that. All right, we're going to copy and paste that over. If you've gotten to this point, pause the video and catch up to me there. We're going to go ahead and move right on past this to the last, which is the frequently asked questions. Now, within the frequently asked questions, this is, again, you guessed it, another time to focus on the pain points or the problems and then add a solution. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. What if I'm not tech savvy? Perfect. This is exactly what we want. So we're going to edit, and we're going to check the word count on these. We've got 80. For FAQs, you want to actually keep the question as short and to the point as possible, and then the answer can be extremely long. So we want to actually fill out character count for description only should be 118 to 125. Now, if you give it that broad range again, it's going to actually build it out that way. And yep, okay, so we should be good on the word count there. So yeah, it is counting currently the title as well as the description. So let's go ahead and increase it to 135 characters to get just a few more words out of this, not 130 to 35. We'll see what it does. Okay, there we go. Great. Okay, this is just going to allow it to be just a little bit more in depth because we want it as in depth as possible with the FAQ itself. And then I'm just going to go through, copy and paste all these so you'll be able to skip ahead. Okay, so FAQs are done here. So these are the questions that we have identified through ChatGPT and looking at the pain points. What if I'm not tech savvy? I've tried other courses and they didn't work. How much time will this take each week? Is this only for new agents? What if I can't afford the higher tier plans? Now, if you have done sales calls in the past, you should have an idea of your top 5 main objections and throw those into here. But as you continue to build out the community, the more questions that people have, the more responses that you can put here and kind of change and integrate a different method for answering these questions based on the real-time pain points that you're hearing and seeing. Now, reviews is going to be a big one that we're going to go over in a little bit after strategy of how to actually go out and get reviews for your course, because the 3 main things that people are looking at is this professional? Am I going to get something out of it, right? Your video sales letter, which is going to build that immediate trust factor with your community member or prospect. And then also the reviews. The reviews are going to be massive in terms of how many people are going to trust the credibility of this. So it's important to build those. So now you know exactly how to structure your landing page storefront here by following the same method that we just went over. If you have questions, you can hit me up within the community, as well as if you want access to the ChatGPT prompt that I built this out with, it's there in the community as well. The link is in the description below. Now in the next video, I'm going to cover my exact strategy to grow a Whop community storefront from complete scratch. And if you want the behind the scenes access, that's going to be on both the YouTube channel as well as in the course community there. So can't wait to share that information with you. And if you haven't seen the video sales letter video, watch that now because that is the most powerful thing that you can add to your storefront to increase conversions. See you in the next video.